It's lighter, but they both do the same thing. They fold. Now there's a straight shaft cane on here where it doesn't fold. The very top part of the cane is the grip. On the grip, and what the grip does is it's thick enough for your hand to hold on, but there's a flat part to the grip. Can you feel the flat part?
Yes.
Okay. The middle part, or the white part of the cane, is the shaft. So that's the shaft in the middle, and this is the tip at the very end. There are certain kinds of tips, or not certain kinds, there are many different kinds of tips. There's a rolling tip, there's a ball tip. This is just a regular size tip that we use here, on here. And the way we measure for a cane is it's going to go just where your sternum is, and a little higher than your sternum. But depending on your comfortability with the cane, depends on the length on there. But it'll never go shorter than where your sternum is at.
Okay.
And what a cane does is it provides you information with your environment. It's like taking your finger and extending it out. You're going to feel what's in front of you. A cane will not tell you where to go. It's not a magic tool. It's like, take me to the store. The cane just goes to the store. That's not what it's used for. Okay? And a cane is not like a seeing eye dog. It'll keep you away from trouble. No, it'll inform you of your environment around you. Okay? So the way we're going to start off the cane is I need you to hold the cane. If you're right-handed, hold it in your right hand, left hand, left hand. So hold the cane in your hand with, hold the grip. And the flat part of the cane, the way you're holding it now with your thumb, is one standard of holding a cane. You want to hold the grip out just a little, just like that on there.
Okay.
This is one way to hold a cane on there. And what you're going to do is you're going to find out that you got to find what's comfortable for you. But this is one, like we said, this is one way of doing it. Now, if you grab the cane and stick your finger on the flat part of the cane and kind of bend it on there. So the way you're bending it, if you move your finger straight, let's turn it this way with your wrist.
Oh.
Okay. Relax your elbow, or relax your wrist. So when you bend your finger like so, and you straighten it out, it'll push your cane this way.
Oh. Okay.
Then when you relax your finger, it'll push your cane that way.
Okay.
So this is called a fingertip, or the fingertip style of holding it. I know for some reason I got that wrong, but this is one way of holding it. So you're going to use your fingertip.
Okay.
Push it out. Push your fingertip straight. It'll or pull your finger straight. Straighten it out. It'll bend it. Pull it back. It'll bring it back. It takes a lot of wrist movement on that. Then the last one is I want you to hold your cane like a pencil, like you're writing like a big pencil on there. You want to get closer to the center right here. This is called a pencil tip grip. And the pencil tip grip is just used for sensitivity purposes on there. So just to hold it, you have your pencil tip grip like you're holding a big pencil. You have your finger so it goes back and forth. It rotates in your hand. Then you have your thumb grip here. And the reason we're going to work on those three is because I'm going to show you how to travel using a diagonal technique. And a diagonal technique is used indoors when you're going like down a hallway or cubicles. But what it's designed to do is protect your body. When you use a cane, your cane is protecting everything in between your shoulders. So I'm going to go, if my feet were shoulder length apart, this is the distance you have to travel with your cane. Why is that? It's because that's the width of your shoulders. It doesn't help that you move your cane here or all the way out here because it doesn't protect anything.
Right.
All the cane does is gives you information on potential things that could harm you here. Now it doesn't tell you anything above the cane because it could be a tree branch or a little ornament hanging. So that's why it's always imperative to, at unfamiliar places, to give yourself protective upper technique, which is, like we talked about, just like that. Very good. So if you're in unfamiliar places, you always use your cane with your hand up. Go ahead and put your hand out. Now, the diagonal technique, what we're going to do, which tip did you really like to use, or which grip?
The thumb.
The thumb? What we're going to do with the thumb is we're going to turn it inward, and we're just going to put it diagonal.
Okay.
just like so. Your arm is straight, your hand is turned, and the cane is diagonally in front of you on there. What that does is, if you move forward, go ahead, take a step forward, it'll tell you things that are in front of you. Okay? So it'll always let you know if there's something like a chair or an end table or desk. Remember that because it's diagonal, it covers the width of your body on there, just like so. So you got to keep it in front with the tip to the side, with your finger kind of facing towards you and downward. So that's going to be the diagonal technique. Okay? What we're going to do right now is we're going to move into the hallway. And I'm going to let you go down the hallway using the diagonal technique. Okay? Which side of the hallway should you always travel on? The right or the left?
The right.
The right. Why?
Not sure.
It's kind of like traffic on a road.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So as you're
Other
moving
people are
down the
coming on the other
hallway,
side.
you should know people will be walking to the left. If you're toward the right, you're usually going to be close to the wall. As you're traveling down the hallway or along the wall, make a note of things that you pass. The door, how do you get there, fire extinguisher, plants, chairs, so that you can recall it again. Because part of it is we're going to go from point A to point B, then back to A. And I need you to be aware, so it's not a surprise on both ways that you've hit something or that you've crossed something. Okay?
Okay.
Now, when we go into the right, because you're using the right, one thing that you can do is switch sides. And I know that might be a little weird right now, but you're going to use diagonal, and the tip is going to ride the edge of the wall. So you could walk along the wall and find when you, as long as it's right at the tip, you know that you're one going into that direction. The other is you understand that at no point in time you'll get lost because the wall will always be there. Okay. Please do not lean up against the wall, because the last thing you want to do is get past a big space and fall into that space. So you want to leave about an inch off the wall. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead, if you could hold on to your cane with your other hand, hold it right in the middle of the shaft, like so it's vertical, or like this, like that. This is, I'm going to give you sighted guide or human guide, and that's how you're going to hold your cane. We're going to go through a narrow space. So go through here. Okay, we're going to step back. Okay, could you give me a diagonal technique with your other hand, please?
With the left hand.
Left hand. Okay, what you're going to do is find the wall. So get a little closer to the wall, a little closer. So you can actually feel for the wall on here. Just get a little closer to the wall so you're not in the middle of the wall. I know this is a bad place because there's a doorway here, but we'll get around the door. What you're going to do is now put your hand down. You can trail the wall if you would like to trail it, but you wouldn't need to. Now you're just going to walk straight. Okay, follow the wall. Take a step out if you need to take a step out. Okay. So what did you just come up to?
Doorway.
A doorway. Now, if it was dark in here, you didn't really know the length of the doorway on there, you need to orientate yourself to where the doorway is once you leave it on there, because there's nothing to give you a preference. So you're going to take your hand and place it right on the doorway. Then you're going to keep moving till you find the other side, find it around, keep going. Yep, just like that. And just keep traveling on there. Okay, what just happened?
Turn.
Okay, go ahead and turn with it.
Right. And doorway.
Okay, go ahead and find the other side to the doorway. Yeah. Keep going.
Another turn.
Yep, another turn.
Another doorway.
Okay, stop right here. How many doors have we gone to, or are we passed?
5.
5. So this would be
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 doors. You're absolutely correct. And what shape is that made? A U. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn back around, and we're going to go the opposite direction. Go ahead and switch hands. We're going to reverse it, and let's go ahead and travel. And now I'm going to give you definition to the doors that you come by.
Okay.
This is the EI doorway, your early intervention.
Okay.
Okay, there, keep going. Okay, this is the restroom doorway.
Okay.
Turn, good turn. Keep it going. Okay. That was a small conference room doorway. Okay, let's stop for a second.
Yep.
What was the first door that you came by?
Early intervention,
The second door?
the restroom,
And this third door is?
was a small conference room.
Okay, let's keep going.
Another doorway.
This is the men's restroom.
Okay.
Okay.
A little turn.
Little turn.
Another doorway.
And this is the women's bathroom, but it's currently out of order. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and stop here.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and hold the cane up and down so it doesn't trip anyone.
Mhm.
So we passed a total, how many doors again?
5.
5. And if, starting from this door, working your way around, please name the doors or the rooms.
The women's restroom, the men's restroom, the small conference room. There's another restroom and then early intervention.
Okay. The next step we're going to do right now, or in the future what we'll do is we'll keep building on it so that you know all the placements of all the doors, so you have a general idea, a mental map of what it is in that door. Now, the reason I'm stopping here is because we're going to move on to a second portion, which we kind of did on the way here, where we did human guide and you were holding on to the cane. If I was to offer you human guide again, that's it. Human guide, you would see how you're holding your cane
Yes.
on that side? Well, just like when we did an about face, you're going to do the same thing, the same movement, but just with a cane.
Okay.
Okay, so if we do about face, I'm going to stop, put your arm down, put your hand, I'm going to look at you, you're going to switch hands with your cane, then we're going to turn and come back
Okay.
on there. So let's turn back at each other, switch hands, grab, okay, that's like so. Now if we're going to switch sides, you're going to take your hand and place it on my elbow, right here.
Okay.
You're going to follow your other hand to the back, on there. Then you're going to move your cane with, switch hands with your cane, move it back. There it is, right there. Okay? So just like all the other techniques that we've used with the about face, the switching sides, and the human guide, it's the same technique. It's just now you have a cane in your hand. Okay?
Okay.
And can you please show me diagonal again?
Yes.
There you go. And remember, your thumb's always on the flat side. That's the preferred method that you like to use. Can you show me pencil grip? Remember, you're holding it like a pencil, so
That's
know.
right. That's
I know it's something you
Yes.
got to get used to.
okay.
And then the fingertip grip. That's where your fingertips on the flat part, stretch it out, and you're just going to use the strength of your finger to move it back and forth. It's like pointing, or the old finger snake dance. Oh, you know what? Don't worry. So how do you feel about those? Are the things we've done so far?
Good.
Good. So we're slowly building up, and the reason we went around, just to give you a general idea of the diagonal technique, and